former presidents who arrived at Jimmy Carter's funeral, and I looked at it, man, and I couldn't help but like, man, this is funny, this is entertaining. The interaction of these political opponents, man, it's crazy. Some of them kept it really real. They kept it really real. Like, man, look, I'm not effing with this mug, man. I can't stand this mug, right? You could just see on their face. And being a black man, I could tell you this, okay? We go to places, family events, whatever events, right? Sometimes we go to these events and we do not want to be there. We do not want to go, right? So you have an obligation, right? And as you get older, right, your sense of obligation becomes less. You're like, man, I don't care. Now I don't care. I'm getting older. I'm not going. Black people are quick to say, who gonna be there? Who gonna be there? we need to know who is invited, because there comes a point in our life where we're just not dealing with you no more. You're young. You know what? You're combative. I'll argue with you. Fine. Let's take that. What? Take that. We'll argue. You get a little older, you get some children. You out here in the world working, trying to take care of yourself and your family. Look, you don't got time for that stress. And if it's family members that, you know, really stress you out, or people that really stress you out, you just ain't going. Like, nah, I'm good, man. I don't have the sense that I had when I was younger. Like, when you're young, you had to be there. You had to be seen. I had to be in the place. I had to be seen. As you get older, I don't need to be seen. I don't have that sense of I have to be there and I'm showing up no matter what. Let's get to this. Let's get to this video, man. Let's take a look.
We see President-elect Trump and First Lady Melania Trump at the National Cathedral. Right now, we have seen, I think this is the first president that we've seen come into the room. We are still waiting, of course, for Bush and Clinton and Obama, as well. There is Donald Trump and Mike Pence. Al Gore, the former vice president, Pence and Trump. It's the first time they've seen each other since January 2021. A lot of tension between the two then. And
oh, that's gotta be awkward, right? I just would like to see the look on President Trump's face when he saw Mike Pence, man. I mean, think about all of the stuff that is said, that they say about each other. I'm talking about all these guys, man, the things that they say about each other. And then they have to deal with each other, man, because they're leaders of our country. So they're politicians. They got to deal with each other, man. You know, this is not some family reunion that you could just be like, nah, I ain't going, man. Cuz gonna be there. I ain't dealing with his stress. This motherfucker's a fool, man. Oh man, let's continue. This right here is political theater. This is hilarious.
And Pat Cadell, there's former President Obama walking in. First Lady Michelle Obama is not going to be with him today. But here he is joining the club, saying,
Say what you want about President Obama. He always smooth. He always smooth, man. The public figure, the persona of Barack Obama, I've always admired, man. I just always thought that he was just a smooth dude. He's articulate, man, highly intelligent. He's just smooth, man. He's smooth, man. Let's continue.
Hello to Mike Pence. Saying hello to Mike Pence's wife, Karen, saying hello to Al Gore. We did not see a greeting of or by President Trump. There he is saying hi to Marilyn Quayle. Did shaking?
He did shake.
He shook. Okay, I couldn't see it from the angle I was at. Obama and Trump sitting next to each other, talking to each other there. But President Obama did Say hello to Marilyn Quayle and former Vice President Dan Quayle.
Oh, that's such an image there.
That is an image.
It's
I mean,
good,
you
though.
don't
Good
see
image.
for it's always striking whenever you see any of these people who were political opponents. Although Obama and Trump never ran against each other. Here's George W.
So I was listening on that conversation. Brock said, if we had to square it off, there would have been a mandate. I would have took you in a landslide. And Donald Trump said, no, Barack, there is no way I would have whipped your ass on a national stage. Look here, Donald, there is no way that you could have taken me. They call me Barack Obama. That means I have, the O stands for no defeats. That's what I heard. I'm just letting so what? Say it was talking trash, man. It was trash talk, but political opponents, man, they combative. They say, hey, man, we would have squared off. You would have took an L. They both said, hey, but no, man, you would have took an L, sir. Let's continue. I think check this out right here, man. This right here is yeah, man. This is former President Bush, man. Check him out, man.
Bush and First Lady Laura Bush. Interesting how Barack Obama stood up to let them through. Again,
he ain't shaking no hands, man. He just walked right by President Trump, man. Walked by Barack. Barack stood up. He walked by. Man, look, man, I don't mess with y'all. I don't mess with y'all, man. Look, you're gonna see some of these people's faces. Some people keep it really real. Okay, they like, man, I ain't for that mess, man. You done said some stuff about me. Lucky I don't slap you. Look at the faces, man. Look at the faces here, man. And shout out to everybody who showed up, man, because it's got to be difficult, right? A lot of stuff is said, man. A lot of things that are very unflattering are said about each other, man. And yeah, man, they pay their respects to President Carter. So let's take a look at this interaction. Let's take a look at more of this interaction, man.
saying hello to the former vice presidents, Al Gore, Mike Pence, and George W. Bush.
I may have missed it, Jake, but I do not think former President Bush or Laura Bush shook hands with.
They walked right past it.
The Trumps.
I would
walked right
find
by.
that very surprising if they didn't. Maybe we didn't see that.
We might not have seen it. The angle keeps shifting back and forth.
Right.
Man, they seen them, man. They right there at the corner. What you talking about, man? There is no way you're gonna miss President Trump and his beautiful wife, First Lady Melania Trump. There's no way you miss these people. On a crowded bus, you don't miss them. In a crowded subway, you can't miss them, man. Trump has an aura, man. Like a Barack. He's got that aura, man. Look at President Bush. He happy to see everybody else, man. He didn't shake Barack's hand. He didn't shake Donald Trump's hand. I couldn't be in politics, man. I couldn't do it, man. It's too much stress, dude. Like, nah, man. He said, what? I don't care, man. I'm done. I'm out the race. I'm going to the beach, man. I'm out the race. I'm going boating. I'm going on vacation, man. The hell with y'all. Let's continue, man. Let's get this political theater right here, man. This right here is golden. I hope y'all enjoy this as much as I do, man.
I'd still have it.
But you see Barack Obama and Donald Trump having what seems like friendly chit-chat. There's former President Bill Clinton with First Lady and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton walking around. On the other side, it's, of course, the closest to the seats, but also avoids the potential awkwardness of a moment between the Trumps and the Clintons that might not be as warm as the ones she's having with the former vice president. So let's go to Caitlin Collins, who's outside the cathedral.
I mean, Jake, to be able to hear those conversations that are happening, these are just moments that you don't see hardly ever. And just to go back to that moment where Trump walked into the room and shook hands with Mike Pence, that is the first interaction that those two have had. They have not even been in the same room in 4 years. I called to just double check that this morning with a few aides of both of theirs. And it just was a moment to see them come and shake hands with one another. And Jeff, obviously to see this moment, Jeff, you covered President Obama, to see the two of them speaking to one another, seated next to one another, which I don't think they have been at one of these funerals or gatherings where they've been in the same room before.
They have not. It truly is extraordinary. The last time most of them were in the same room was in 2018 at the funeral of George H.W. Bush. President Trump was in office then. One person missing from this is Michelle Obama. I'm told by her advisors that she had a scheduling conflict. She's actually still in Hawaii from an extended holiday vacation. So she's missing there. But if you look from these presidencies, they are linked one to another to another. That's how it works. Of course, and Hillary Clinton seeing her there. And Jimmy Carter, as you'll remember, Casey, we covered the Bernie Sanders campaign. Jimmy Carter supported him over her. So there are so many rifts between and rivalries between these former presidents. But today, for at least, you can see them. There is comedy.
Look, man, you see Barack and Trump up top, right? They've been having a conversation, man. They're like, look, hey, it's part of the game, baby. Don't hate that conversation is don't hate the player, hate the game. Look, we understand. We're going to say some things about each other, but we could go ahead and have a conversation. Look at these two up here, man. The Bushes, the Bushes is making it clear. Like, look, man, we're not for that mess. And one of the two most gangsterous people in here, man. Say what you want about her, man. Hillary Clinton is gangster as hell. Hillary is not for that mess. She did not walk by Trump and Melania. She's like, look, man, she got problems with, we got some beef. I got problems with you. Like Hillary is gangster, man. Look, I don't care what you say about this lady, man. I don't care. Look at her. I ain't for this mess. I don't even want to be here. I bet she cussed Bill out before they walked out. Bill's like, baby. Bill, I'm trying to do my Bill Clinton impersonation. I can't do the Bill Clinton. Let me try. I did not have sex with that woman. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. But Bill was probably talking to her. Look, baby, it's all political. You know, we out here opponents. We sparring. We out here. We politically sparring. She probably said, look, Bill, I don't give a damn. I ain't like you. I'm a real one. I'm from the streets. I don't play that. You talk. You said up here and said some things about me. I ain't particularly like. You running my name through the mud, through these gutters, man. You over here, disrespecting me, for the world to see. Hillary's not taking it. But I'm gonna tell you something else right now, man. The second most gangster person here, Melania Trump. Melania don't give a she don't care. Look at her. She does not care. She's always been this way. Like, look, man, I'll slap any one of y'all. Come over here and say something to me. Say something to me that's you trying to be cute. Some people's like that, man. You can't be cute with everybody. Some people, man, that's they go to. They go to is violence. Like, man, what you say? Melania got that look on her face like, don't let the good looks fool you. Your ass gonna write a check your ass can't cash messing around with Melania. You better ask about me. Melania type that read her resume. She'll read her resume, all the people she done whoop down. Like, look, man, don't play with me. The two most gangster people here, Hillary Clinton, Melania Trump, man. Let's get back.
Somewhat of a camaraderie.
Well, they're united in a unique way now that they have all won the right to be a part of the fraternity. But as you point out, they are, before arriving to the Oval Office, fierce rivals with those. And in the case of the way our politics has played out in recent decades, you have seen members of the same families running for president. Two Bushes serving as president of the United States. Obviously, one Clinton serving, the other running. And this extended conversation between Donald Trump and Barack Obama.
President Bush ain't playing with none of these mugs either. He's like, if I don't like you, I don't like you. I don't have to play politics no more. See, that is a man right there that has gone through some things. All right. Shout out to him. He was the president of the United States, two-term president. His father was a one-term president. This is what I can say, man. Regardless how you feel about this man, that job has got to be taxing. It's got to be taxing on your life and on your health. So, but you look at former President Bush right there, man. That's a man right there that said, F around and find out. He got the F around and find out. You gonna see that this Bush here can scrap. Bush looked like he take a few people out, man. He looked like he got some hands on him, and he know it too. He's like, man, don't mess around and get dropped. Don't mess around and get dropped. I'm over here trying to show respect for President Carter, but don't get it twisted. You will get dropped in this mug, and you might get taken down and choked out, and I might wake you up and then knock you out. That's the look I get right there, man. He got hands and ground game. He looked like he just left practice. Prez looked like he just left MMA practice. Like, man, I wish one of these mugs would say something to me. Oh, man. I promise y'all, man, I am not high. I just think this shit's hilarious. Because, like I said, man, we've all had to go somewhere that we didn't want to go because certain people was going to be there. Like, I don't want to deal with them. When you're younger, you do it for your woman because your woman, your women always got to be in the place to be, right? They always got to show up. I don't care. You're going to let them stop you. Stop me from what? It ain't stopping me from doing nothing. Nothing that I want to do. I barely even wanted to go there in the first place. And now I know these people go be over there. I don't want to be over there. But once again, funerals are different. I get it. Let's get back.
Just so fascinating, especially when you think about how some of the things that Donald Trump said and did while Obama was president, while your point is taken, they didn't run against each other. It was so incredibly personal.
Yeah, he claimed he wasn't an American citizen.
And of course, as
when
Caitlin
here comes
noted
in the
before,
room, Vice President Harris and Doug Emhoff also entering the room. Harris is right behind President Biden in her motorcade, so obviously we should expect to see him soon as well. And as we know, we're thinking as Gerald Ford's son is going to be reading his.
Look at oh man, Vice President Harris, man, she don't want to be there. She does not want to be there, man. Look at Barack. His whole mood changed, man. Look at my President Donald Trump, man. I beat her easy. I beat the brakes off her. Donald Trump's got to look like, I almost feel bad for her. She stood no chance. She didn't stand a chance. Donald Trump got that look on his face like, she didn't stand a chance. I beat the brakes off her. And look at Barack. Barack's so disappointed. He looked like a disappointed ass. Like he just a disappointed family member. It's like, man, why y'all gonna sit her by me? Y'all see, I told Michelle. Y'all see, Michelle ain't there. They made some excuse for her. Michelle is, listen, the women keep it real. I think about it. Melania, you got Hillary, you got VP Harris. She don't want to be there. You look at, and then you look at First Lady Michelle Obama. She ain't there. She the realest of them all. She said, "Look, man, I ain't showing up because I'll slap somebody." Michelle Obama was probably like, "Look, I love President Jimmy Carter. I respect him. Give him my condolences, but I cannot promise I won't put hands on one of these peoples, multiple peoples. It's gonna be one. It's gonna be one. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh y'all thought y'all was cute talking in the media, huh? What you gonna do when I'm in your face? That was probably Michelle. Barack was like, babe, maybe you should sit this one out. I'll go ahead and represent, and I'll let them know Michelle had other things to do, and she gives her condolences, and she gives her regards. Let's see. Let's see. I'm watching this one. I'm watching this part for the first time. I only seen the first like half of this, so I'm watching this part for the first time. So this is the first time I'm seeing VP Harris walk in.
His words, his eulogy for President Carter here. I was thinking this morning, about how Gerald Ford and Jimmy Carter both in a way had President Nixon to thank for coming into office, and to look at this rare club here known as the President's Club. So many of the trajectories of their presidencies is what led their successor to then get into office with Biden and Trump.
VP Harris is upset. And I keep in mind, I understand this is a funeral, but these right here are political opponents, man. And they have said some things about each other. The running for president, now that I've paid close attention, I've admitted, man, in the past, I was not the biggest political person. Now, I understand why people love and hate politics, man. It is the greatest show, series, TV series. It is the greatest movie franchise of all time, man. Politics, dude. People will fight your ass over politics, dude. I mean, it's crazy. I got to give it to the ladies though. The ladies keep it real. The ladies, look at VP Harris. I don't mess with you. I don't mess with you. I ain't messing with you. You better stay over there. Check. I know. You take a look at the husband. I know VP Harris gave him an earful. He's probably like, babe, just relax. Mom, you don't tell me to relax. I know she had a shot of Hennessy before she came in there, man. Let's continue, man.
To see this moment as Trump and Obama are continuing that conversation. And with second gentleman Doug Emhoff there, Vice President Harris there, Jake, the only person we are waiting on is President Biden himself.
That's right. And it is tempting to try to read into what is going on in terms of who stood up for whom and who said hello to whom and who walked over to whom and who did not. We should also remember that this is a funeral, and people are, generally speaking, trying to behave in a somber and appropriate tone. For evidence of that, just look at the normally backslapping, garrulous Bill Clinton and George W. Bush, both of whom are fairly restrained. It is a funeral of a member of their club, the President's Club. That said, can't be easy for people in that group who have heard nasty things said about them by one or another of the people present. Whether somebody saying that Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy, or some of the more vicious things said about Barack Obama and where he was born, and on and on. But it is a funeral, and it is a moment where people try to put it.
Real quick, Barack Obama and Donald Trump, I give them a lot of credit. These guys have been having a conversation, okay? And it looks like it's a pleasant one, man. They laugh and they joke and they talking stuff, man, whatever. If you think about this, right? Barack Obama and Donald Trump, they probably really, really understand each other, man. Those two was probably the most two criticized presidents that I can think of. I mean, man, Barack Obama being the first black president, first African-American president, okay? I mean, there was so much press on him. They scrutinized his whole presidency, right? They said a lot of things about him. I mean, President Trump said a lot of things about him. So you look at Barack Obama and then you look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump very scrutinized, man. Very critical of him. They're very critical of Donald Trump. You know, he is in the spotlight. So you look at these presidents, right? I mean, besides Bill and the whole Monica Lewinsky thing, I mean, that's different, right? You look at the two guys that were probably the two most hated presidents and just scrutinized, man, and just really people were really critical of them. Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and they're talking to each other, having a good old time. It seems like they probably went through the most. Think about the path that Barack had to take to become president, and think about the path that Donald Trump had to take to become president. Donald Trump didn't even think he was going to win. He was surprised when he won the first time. So shout out to them, man. They're probably my two favorite guys in the room, man. I ain't gonna lie. Barack and President Trump, man. President Obama and President Trump are my two favorites, man, in this room. Let's continue.
Moment where people try to put aside such grievances for the larger purpose, Anita.
I just want to, it's not happening right now, but I just want to emphasize that until 30 seconds ago, Donald Trump was talking to Barack Obama's ear off.
Yes,
His ear off.
I like seeing that,
And
actually.
well, I'm not sure how much Barack Obama liked it, but he was being gracious and
They was talking each other's ear off, and I'm gonna go ahead and point this out again. I think they have a level of respect for each other because those two had very, very difficult paths to become president, and then they're very they both people were very critical of both President Barack Obama and President Donald Trump. And if you think about it, man, those two guys, man, they got aura. I mean, they got an aura about them, man. Donald Trump has a swag about him. Barack Obama has a swag about him. They both main characters, man. Regardless if you like them or not, they both have swag, and they both main characters, man. So they understand, and they sitting up here. These two could have a friendly, conversation going back and forth, whatever. And then a couple hours later, be in the media, just talking crap about each other, man. And then they'll see each other again and have another friendly conversation. It's almost like they understand that this is just part of the job, man. I'm gonna talk about you. You're gonna talk about me. And when we see each other, we're just gonna have mutual respect because it's just part of the game, man. Don't hate the player, hate the damn game. Politics, politicking. But as you can see, man, Barack's pretty popular, man. He's probably amongst them. He's probably the most popular one. They probably all deep down inside hate President Trump. Because President Trump, man, he talked that talk, and President Trump is he's not a politician. President Trump seems like he's like a real dude, a businessman, a patriot, really loves his country, and he just wants to get down to business. Let's get down to business. Yeah, man. Shout out to Barack Obama. Shout out to President Trump, President Barack Obama, and President Donald Trump, man. Let's get back.
Classy as one does. And now, of course, he's turned around and he's talking to the man who was Donald Trump's vice president, but was not chosen for this particular time after his life was threatened. Mike Pence's life was threatened on January 6, 2021. But just that moment, because
here's President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden. I think he has 11 days left as president of the United States. Obviously, an eventful year, one that he did not plan for. Started the year as the would-be Democratic presidential nominee, and we all know what happened after that. Again, you didn't see a particularly warm greeting between the first couple and the second couple, but again, we are at a funeral, so one has to take that into account. when trying to read the body language of the individuals there. We see.
You know something? Joe Biden came in there. Joe Biden is looking like a guy that's he's leaving his job, and right now he is in vacation mode. He's like, look, I'm out this mug, man. I don't have to be fake with none of y'all no more. You know, Joe Biden it can't be happy. You know, he's expressed that he thought he could have beat Trump, but I've heard him say that he didn't know if he could last a whole. If he won, he couldn't. He didn't know if he could last 4 years. So, you know, saying something like that tells me, you know, maybe you should have bowed out earlier. I've been hearing a lot of people say that they should have gave Kamala Harris a little bit more time. They probably should have. Joe Biden should have. I think people would have understood. You know, you taking a look at Joe Biden, it looked like his cognitive status it was diminishing. His acuity was diminishing, and people could see it. He didn't pass the eye test. So people would have been, and I'm not making light of that at all. I'm just saying people would have been understanding. Like, okay, if he were to drop out, he should worry about his health more so, and someone who is supposed to be leading the country should be in that position. You know, health wise. You know, if he didn't feel like, or if they didn't feel that he could fulfill the duties of the presidency because of his health, then people would have understood. They would have understood. So it played out the way it played out, man. But my recap is this, man. The hardest mugs in there, man. The ones that really kept it really real was the ladies, man. Even is it Laura Bush, President Bush's wife? I believe her name is Laura Bush, Mrs. Bush. She really wasn't talking to too many people either. Melania was hard, man. Melania, man, she's always been this way. Melania don't care. She is not a politician. Melania looked like she will slap you. And Hillary Clinton too. Hillary Clinton looked like she'll slap you too. So shout out to the ladies, man. Hillary Clinton keeping it real. Melania Trump keeping it real. And the one who was really, really keeping it real, Michelle Obama, said, I am not going to this. I'm not dealing with these people, man. You know, you think about politics, man, a lot of things are said, man. A lot of things are said for the world to see and hear, and for the world to dissect and determine, you know, what is true, what is false, or what, you know, what is comical, what, you know, whatever. But yeah, man, my awards definitely go out to the ones that kept it the realest are the ladies, man. The ladies, the aforementioned ladies, and my award of the don't hate the player, hate the game award goes out to Barack Obama and President Trump. President Barack Obama and President Donald Trump, man, they have the award of don't hate the player, hate the game. Once again, man, my award to the ones that kept it the realest is the ladies, man. Hillary Clinton, Melania Trump, and Michelle Obama, in my opinion, kept it really real by not showing up at all, and then coming up with some excuse of why she didn't show up. She didn't want to go. And once again, the award of don't hate the player, hate the game goes to President Barack Obama and President Donald J. Trump.